Do you think there should be a minimum wage?
All right, listen, this is very good for you because I'm going to help you get to the center this way.
I don't need your help, Kevin. I actually am trying to help you. You're not aware of Richard Wilkinson. Have you read Linda McQuaig and Neil Brooks's book, The Trouble with Billionaires?
No, I'm too busy reading Ayn Rand right now.
Oh, no. and what is your favorite Ayn Rand book?
Atlas Shrugged, because in essence, that is the challenge she puts out from the grave. She's still alive and amongst us. We need to move this country far more to the right.
Ayn Rand was also responsible to a certain degree for Alan Greenspan, who allowed the financial derivatives to kind of populate the world with no regulation whatsoever. And some would look at that as the cause of the collapse of AIG, the cause of the collapse of Lehman Brothers, and possibly what we're going to see is the collapse of the Greek economy, which is going to, the Greek debt that's going to bring down the whole world economy. Aren't you concerned about these things?
No, Greece is broken as a business model. You've got 42% of the population working for the government, and the other half don't pay their taxes. It's a small place. It's got 11 million people. It's the size of Chicago. They're going to fix it. They're going to have to because it doesn't work. You can't really get past 23% of the population working for the government. After that, it's broken. So the next generation of Greeks are going to figure that out and have a much better country. Their weather's much better than ours. I'm sure they can work that out. Regarding, asset bubbles, and you bring up a good point here, one of the derivatives of capitalism, which is the best system on earth to create wealth, is that you do get asset bubbles through the cycles. And it's okay. It self-corrects. It sounds catastrophic. Everybody starts to gnash their teeth and worry. But the truth is the system works and goes through it. I don't care if it's a tulip bubble, an internet bubble, a housing bubble. It gets fixed. And you never want to change the system too much because what you really want in a society is the ability for those that can create wealth to create it because they carry the rest of society on their backs. And that's okay. That's what makes Canada great. The only thing we need to do here is lower taxation, have more capital from around the world come here, create more jobs. We've done a masterful job of avoiding the financial crises, so we've done a good job there. Now it's time to lower corporate tax.
But they say we did a good job because of the regulation of our banking system, which was to a greater degree than in the United States. I'm curious whether you are a subscriber to Elliott wave theory, and if you're familiar with Nikolai Kondratiev, the Russian economist who talked about the economy almost in terms of seasons.
It's interesting, that seasonal approach, but I caution anybody that's looking at Elliott wave thesis or any of the older models that were based on the 60s and 70s when we had very insular economies. For example, the majority of wealth in the world was concentrated in North America in the 60s. If you looked at the number of companies that are a billion market cap or larger, they were all in North America. And here's something interesting and why I'm challenging these models from the past. Last August, for the first time in history, there are now more billion-dollar market cap companies outside of North America than in it. So Brazil, India, China, the Asian countries are surpassing us in their ability to create wealth. And I think a global economy is a different beast. While we're suffering here, they're not hurting in China. They're growing at 9 to 11%, and we have anemic growth. So you're seeing a passing of the guard. I think we have a global economy now that's going to act a little differently than the economies did in the 60s. And the key to success is to continue to lower taxes to attract some of that capital back into North America, particularly here in Canada. So get on board.
Okay, I've been talking to Kevin O'Leary, the author of Cold Hard Truth on business, money, and life. Tonight he'll be at Chapter Store in Vancouver, and from what I've heard, there's going to be a demonstration.